An ancient pagoda on the earth totters on the back of the mountain. White grapefruit flowers blossom in front of the pagoda. An apricot tree stands on the mountain slope. Beauties of Yanchu, the harmonious combination among a chain of pagodas, temples and towers with a picturesque setting. There is a pagoda that looks plain but houses a treasure of historical values. Its folk name is Ban Mai and its official name is Ban Thien Chua, Mat Mai Pagoda. In the program Cultural Heritage today, we are going to visit this special pagoda. Yanchu, also known as Bach Ban Sun, is a 1,068 high mountain covered with white clouds around the year. The pagoda is located in Dongqiu Range, Thongyangkong Commune, Longbai City, Quang Ninh Province. According to the legend, a hermit named Dun Kai-sing came here to practice and then he metamorphosed into a stone statue. The later people called him Anchu, and the mountain where he practiced his religious life is Anchu Mountain or Yanchu. In the 13th century, after the victory over Mongol invaders, King Tran Nan Tong ceded the throne to his son and chose this place to practice Buddhism and later founded Truc Lam Zen. Since then, Yanchu became a famous Buddhist center across the country. The stone ancestor stupa has 6 floors and is the most visible tower in Yanchu. In the center is Hu Quang Stupa, also called Jia Kuan Tower. There is a stone statue inside the stupa and a stone incense stick in front of it. 4 wall sides around the tower were built by the bricks of Tran dynasty. Each stupa houses the remains of a monk who practiced there. The Yanchu architectural complex includes Huayan Pagoda and surrounding pagodas. It was named Ban Yen during the Tran dynasty. After that, it was renamed Huayan by King Dan Tong during the reign period of Hong Duc. King Tran Nan Tong became the first founder with the Buddhist title Duangu Jia Kuan Tran Nan Tong. He had hundreds of small and large buildings erected on this high and rugged mountain for practicing and spreading Buddhist teachings. It became the largest monastery of Viet. Perhaps meditation is a familiar practice to everyone. Buddhist meditation is somewhat different in different schools, including Indian meditation, Japanese meditation, Chinese Zen, Vietnam Zen or Truc Lam Yanchu, Buddhist Zen. Therefore, the introduction of meditation into a country was based on practice and customs of people living in the country in order to guide practitioners to the true nature. That explains why there are different schools of meditation in India, Japan, China and Vietnam, based on the spirit of Buddhism and the customs of Vietnamese people. King Tran Nhân Tông created the sect of Vietnamese Zen, Truc Lam Yen Chu Buddhist Zen sect. The pagodas, temples, towers, stalls, statues in Yenchu are valuable historical relics associated with the name and the Buddhist life of King, monk Tran Nhân Tông, and generations of Buddhist monks who practiced here. Lines on Yenchu has become great pride of Vietnamese people and won the admiration of foreign visitors. In my research into many pagodas, I found that Quang Ninh is like a culture in the flow of Vietnamese culture, especially during the archaeological work. Since 1954, we have studied about 1,000 relics of the prehistory. Besides civilizations of Sun 6, Bac Sun and Hoi Bin, Halong is also included in that flow. During our survey in Quang Ninh, I found out numerous sites of great archaeological interest. Vietnamese people believe that all creatures have soul and there are gods and saints everywhere, especially on the mountainous areas that are seen as bridges linking heaven, earth and human. Ancient traces of Yenchu are clearly visible in this land. Now, visitors have different ways to shorten their journey to Dong Pagoda, but a lot of visitors still climb up thousands of sloping rock steps to the highest pagoda on the Yenchu peak. This is a way for them to express their sincerity towards the ancestors. Dong Pagoda, called Thien Truc, was built in the later Le Dynasty. The pagoda overlooks the entire northeast region, Bach Dang River, Halong Bay. Looking picturesque as an ink wash painting, standing in the place where the heaven and earth meet, you would feel like touching the blue sky and white clouds of the fairyland. It would be incomplete if you do not visit Yenchu yet during your practice of a religious life. In the chain of towers and pagodas of Yenchu, we cannot but mention Ban Thien Chu Mot Mai Pagoda. It is located on a small mountain slope, 500 meters away from Hoi Yen Pagoda to the left, leaning against the mountain halfway to the peak. The pagoda has a half hidden that has half of the roof that is wide. People call it Ban Mai, half roof, or Mot Mai, single roof. In Yenshu, the pagoda is normally called Motmai by local people. It is a special pagoda in the Yenshu relic site. This was the refuge of King Monk Tran after he became a monk. After that, he moved to the center of Huayan Pagoda for practicing Buddhist teachings. It is more interesting to put the Motmai Pagoda into the system single-roofed pagodas, found across the country, associated with stories about the formation and messages passed down by previous generations. We can see the pagoda with one roof, like Motmai or called Banthian-chu Pagoda across the country, from Halong to Bac Sun, Lang Sun, Nine Bin, Van Hoa, and Hoen. Ancient Vietnamese people used to live in caves. This was a place for daily, funeral and working activities. Funeral places are holy places, as people paid special respect to the human souls. Due to this reason, in Yenshu, when the patriarchs and monks died, people worship them into a most solemn way. Previously, there was only a small temple here called Laitran. The temple stood in quiet and heavenly scenery, so it named Laitran. The King Tran often came here to read books and wrote Buddhist teachings. The texts and bibliographies were stored here. After his death, people built this pagoda. Unlike other pagoda, this single-roofed pagoda is like a pagoda in the grotto. The whole pagoda is made of wood. The inner half leans against the wall of the grotto, while the outer half is covered by a wooden roof. The pagoda is 1.96 meters long and 1.7 meters deep. The space of pagoda is narrow, in the outer is domed cave. There is a stalactite in the grotto from which water falls down in drops. Ancient people called it Mother-S milk. The chief monk takes this pure water to wash fruits and offer to the Buddha. Visitors coming here want to enjoy a sip of this water to get good fortune. As believed by people, water taken from Hirandong Pagoda was so holy to offer to the ancestors. For this reason, Buddhist followers come to the pagoda to offer incense and bring some water home. There is a hole on the roof of grotto. Legend has it that it was a small crack through which a stream of rice fell down. The chief monk took the rice to get a full meal. He did this day by day. One year, there was severe drought and prices of rice rose sharply. He intended to make the hole bigger to get much more rice. Right when he just did it, sand fell down. He quickly ran away. Fortunately, a stone sealed the hole. Neither sand nor rice flowed down any longer. That is the ancient story, but it brings profound humanistic meaning. They are legends about the milk of mother and rice in the Mai pagoda. This is an expression of the cult of fecundity in Vietnam. It also expresses aspirations of prosperity and unfailing rice. Rice was just for use of good people, not greedy people. That is a great cultural value. It displays the desire for longevity, prosperity of Vietnamese people. The temple has 3 compartments and 3 altars arranged from the outside inward, including the ancestral altar and 3 stools written with characters recording the events. The 3 refugees altar includes 3 statues of Tamda, 1 Shakyamuni Buddha statue, 1 Buddha statue and 1 Mother Goddess statue. The rear altar consists of a stone stele dating back to the reign of Paodai King 1936 and some other worshipping objects, is lower than the 2 front altars. Due to the narrow space, the altars must be in proportion to the size of pagoda. All the statues and worshipping objects were made of white marble with smaller sizes than those in other pagodas dating back to the late Le dynasty, early Nguyen dynasty. The statues are sophisticated sculptures with original aesthetic value. The pagoda houses the most ancient statues in Yenchu, which have great values in sculpture culture of Banthian or Mai pagoda. There are inscriptions on the rock walls or stone stools that provide valuable information on the history and the social situation from the dynasty to Nguyen dynasty. Banthian pagoda's history is of great meaning. Additionally, it reflects burning aspirations of Vietnamese people. Vietnamese Buddhism lies in great harmony with folk beliefs including the cult of fecundity. Sacred Yenchu Mountain is the place where the heaven and the earth meet. It is seen as a holy place where each tree, stream, grotto and tower is associated with legends and mysterious stories. There are mysterious stories around Banthian Chu Pagoda, too. Quang Ninh has developed a comprehensive plan to restore the beauty of Yenchu. This was approved by the government. Apart from large-scale constructions, we will repair and restore the Yenchu Pagoda and associated structures to preserve their tangible and intangible cultural values. Millions of visitors come to Yenchu each year to find peace of mind and practice reconciliation, tolerance and mercy. Everybody wishes to burn an incense, Stikkajion Pagoda, Trin Pagoda, Motmai Pagoda, touch the dune of rice. And the mother's milk breast to pray for good health. These are simple but sacred things in life that reveals the philosophy of Truc Lam Yen Chu Zen. The chain of Motmai Hoi Yen Dong pagodas along with the famous temples and towers in Yensha has together formed a valuable cultural relic site. This is a place where Zen masters spent their whole life practicing religion and became holy saints, tranquility and solemnity reigning. This place helped people clear off the dust of life. The spectacular Motmai Pagoda leans against the mountain halfway to the peak. Its architectural and historical values make it a major part of the chain of local pagodas and towers associated with Vietnam Buddhism and Truc Lam Zen sect. The program today has come to an end. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye and see you again.